everybody's standing up, and just start off checking in with your posture. So your feet are underneath you. You've got a nice solid base, feet are maybe a little bit wider apart than usual. And then from there, stacking everything on top of that wonderful base that you've created for yourself. So knees are on top of the base, hips are on top of the base, not shifted forward, not tipped back. Shoulders are also right on top of the base. So if you have a tendency to have your shoulders tipped in from all the typing or even repetitive work, if you have a standing desk or you do a lot of standing in your job, bringing the shoulders back, and then the ears being centered right on top of the shoulders here. And then the next layer of thinking about your posture is actually to think about being a little bit taller. So not only is everything stacked on top of each other, we're also thinking about length through our spine. And like somebody has one of your hairs, they're pulling you straight up, and we're engaging through our core. So belly button's drawn in, lifting up through the pelvic floor, sides of the waist are drawn in. So we're engaging that transverse abdominis, that meat corset that wraps all the way around and gives your spine a lot of stability. From here, we're just going to maintain that position and arms straight out to the side. Palms should be nice and flat. So aiming for a 90-degree angle. You could see I can't quite do it, but aiming for a 90-degree angle as much as is possible through the wrists. And then like I'm washing windows that are on either side of me. I'm just being lazy. I don't want to do them one at a time. I want to get them all done faster. Washing windows, making that little circle with my arms here. Beautiful. And when I'm washing windows, I want to aim, you guys keep washing, I want to aim to have as much of that circle that I'm making behind my shoulder as I do in front of my shoulder. So it's really symmetrical. That circle is centered on my shoulders. If this is starting to feel tense for you, you can always take a little mini rest and wiggle out at any point. Go ahead and reverse direction on the circle. Beautiful. And now, let's actually turn our fingertips down and make the circles a little bit larger, as large as you can make them while still keeping them symmetrically centered on your body. So still having as much of the circle behind the shoulder as you can in front of the shoulder. Matching those two sides. Beautiful. Nicely done. And this is just a little warm up, a little courtesy call to our body. Hey, I'm going to use your shoulders. Let's get you nice and warm and juicy so you can get stretched out here. And then bring arms down to your sides. If it feels good to take a little shake out, a little roll out, go for that. And then we're going to interlace our fingers and press palms away from us. So your pinkies will be up if your hands are out. And then bring your hands all the way down here. Drop them even closer to the floor without collapsing through your shoulders. So keeping the shoulders square, drop your hands as close to the floor as you possibly can get. Bring them up, 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 up. And when they're at about 90 degrees, bring them away from your body here. Getting a little extra stretch in. And then continuing up with the movement so that your hands are going up towards the ceiling. Now, pinkies, which were at the top, are now facing the wall behind you, and see if you can draw them back towards that wall or imaginary wall behind you a little bit more. Using this position to open your body. So instead of your chest being closed and your shoulders being up by your ears, drop the shoulders away. Draw the pinkies back and open up through the front of your body, and then continue the motion, bringing it back down. And we're going to go back and forth at your own pace, taking a little pause to push the palms away, taking a little pause to draw the pinkies behind us, and continuing on down, taking that little pause to drop the hands away even further. Now you'll notice you have to engage muscles to deepen this position, right? I can't just let gravity do its work because that won't get me that full extension of the position. Gravity takes me to here, Pressing down takes me to here. Same here. I need to engage muscles to draw my palms away. I need to engage muscles to draw my pinkies back. So all those times that we're using muscles, you can continue, but all those times that we're using muscles, we're actually using a principle called reciprocal inhibition. I've probably talked about it before, but it's actually a reflex that helps us stretch a little bit more. So here, when I'm using my muscles, I'm actually using a reflex that helps the opposing muscles relax. Same here and same here. Beautiful. Come on down. And we're going to actually clasp our hands behind our back now and just focus on drawing the knuckles straight down behind you, down as far as they'll go. So trying to reach with your knuckles down as far as you go, trying to drop your shoulders away from your ears, checking in with your posture again to make sure your core is engaged, your neck and your spine are nice and long. And then we're going to do a little bit of neck stretching. If this ever gets tense on your shoulders or any part of you, you can absolutely modify it so that you're just reaching down for the floor with your hands here. And then what we're going to do is draw your head back in space just a little bit so the ears are definitely stacked on top of the shoulders. And then turning your head so your chin is going over your left shoulder and then your right shoulder. We'll just go back and forth a few times. Go ahead at your own pace. And now this time, if it feels good and you're comfortable and confident, pause with your chin over your shoulder and then see if you can get a little bit more mobility out of that twist you're getting through your neck. Back to center, go to the right, pause, see if you can get just a little bit more mobility. And come back to center. So we're just trying to get a slightly deeper stretch by moving a little bit more consciously. We aren't forcing anything. And now left ear to left shoulder and right ear to right shoulder, going back and forth a few times. Still reaching down and away with your knuckles. Or just down and away, reaching with your fingertips if that's more comfortable for you. And now the next shoulder you go for, pause and see if you can get a little bit more mobility just by moving in consciously. Come back up to center and we'll do the other side. And then try and deepen your motion. And come back up to center. Beautiful job. Unclasp the arms. Take a shoulder circle if it feels good. Take a little shake out. If your wrists or fingers start to feel a little grumpy. And then what we're going to do is a little eagle arms. So stretching arms straight out to the side. I'm going to stack my right arm on top of my left, either hands on shoulders or pretzel up here. And draw elbows up a little higher, shoulders down a little lower, ears push back just a little bit further. And take a really nice deep breath here. Beautiful. You can unclasp whenever you're ready, arms straight back out to the side, and this time left arm on top, and either hands on shoulders or pretzel up here. Settling into the position by drawing your elbows up a little higher, shoulders down a little bit lower, ears pushing back a little bit further, and taking a really nice deep breath. Beautiful. Unpressing whenever you're ready. And now we're going to come down into either a quadruped position where you're on hands and knees, or you can rest your hands on a chair that's nice and stable or your desk here. And we'll do a little bit of back stretching. So I'm going to be arching through my back, drawing not only an arch through my lower spine, but trying to get that extending so that I'm drawing the back of my head back in space as well. So incorporating my head and my neck, and then rounding, getting my lower back involved, tucking my chin, settling in for a moment and enjoying this position, and then alternating whenever you're ready.
All right, man. Yeah. I appreciate it.
Sometimes it's nice to do this and alternate as you breathe, but sometimes it's actually nice to take a few breaths in each position so you can really settle in, especially if you've been sedentary or stagnant in some way throughout your day. You can still have those sedentary feelings if you were standing all day. Right, my lower back might be really tight, my shoulders might be tired. And if I want to stretch out my lower back here, I'm rounding through my lower back by squeezing my abs. So still using that reciprocal inhibition reflex to get a little bit more benefit for my body. Beautiful. So we're going to do a little variation on this cat-cow kind of theme that we're doing right here. You guys stay in quadruped position, but now instead of just drawing your belly button forward and back in space, you're going to draw a big circle with your belly button. So bringing it to the side, then bringing it forward, other side, and then back. Go ahead and do some clockwise circles. Trying to think about getting your belly button to go as close to the ground as you possibly can, as far to the right as you can, as close to the ceiling as you can, and then to the left as far as you can. So maximizing through those four corners. Enjoying that deeper range of motion. And then reverse direction. Taking time to get in touch with your body and see what's feeling good, what's feeling grumpy, the grumpy bits just need a little bit more love. Try not to get frustrated with your body if it's grumpy on the regular, and try to just seek alternative solutions, like a physical therapist that really works well for you, or other choices. Nice. And then from here, we're going to get a little bit of a twist in by reaching up towards the ceiling. I'm starting with my left arm, and I'm reaching up towards the ceiling as far as I can. I'm incorporating my neck into this twist as well. If that's not comfortable, you certainly don't have to. Beautiful. Bring the arm back down, and we'll go ahead and do the other side. And bringing that arm down. From here, make sure you're standing up really nice and tall. And we'll end with a little volcano breath. So starting with fingertips together, inhaling your arms all the way up, reaching for the ceiling and becoming as big as you possibly can, and exhaling your arms down. Thank you all so much